everyone. Great. My name is Mitali Vinod, and on behalf of Gain Skills Business Media, presenting partner SAP Concur, co-powered by DICE, knowledge partner Mirai Asset Mutual Fund, gold partner Finance Tech, silver partner Iris GST, tax partner Clear, equity solution partner Capita, exhibit partner Neolotex, risk and analytics partner Rubix, and media partner Silicon India Zex. Welcome everyone to the 6th CFO Confection Awards Bangalore chapter, curated by Gain Skills Business Media. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 6th CFO Bangalore event here at the iconic Taj MG Road, Bangalore. On behalf of Gain Skills Business Media Private Limited, I extend our deepest gratitude to all of you for taking your time out of your busy schedules to join us today. This event serves as a platform for collaboration, knowledge sharing, and discussion on the evolving role of Chief Financial Officers in today's dynamic challenges and business environment. CFOs are no longer just financial custodians, they are key drivers of strategy, innovation, and digital transformation, leading organizations toward growth and resilience. Our agenda today brings together thought leaders and financial experts from diverse industries, all with one goal in mind: to explore insights, share success stories, and address the complex changes that CFOs face in this new age of uncertainty and opportunity. With this note, let me introduce our keynote speaker for the day, Mr. Srivatsan Santhanam, Vice President Spend Emerging Engineering and Head of Concur R&D SAP Labs India, SAP. Mr. Srivatsan, Vice President Concur Spend Engineering, has been with SAP Labs India since 2004, where he is currently the Vice President Spend Engineering and Head of SAP Concur. He also co-leads the product pillar of diversity and inclusion for SAP Labs India. Srivatsan has 7 US patents to his credits and many more in filed state. He is influencer, thought leader, regular blogger, and co-authored multiple SAP press books. A firm believing in leading with empathy, he actively contributes his technology research space via journal publications. He is an alumnus of India Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, India School of Business ISB, Hyderabad Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Coimbatore. He also holds a master in data science from IIT Bangalore. He is also a visiting professor in PSG Coimbatore. Can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. Srivatsan?
Very good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, lovely. A warm welcome from my side. I'm not going to bore you with too much slides. I'm a guy who tries to do it more interactive. I'm also a techno-humanist, and one thing that they've said missing is I'm also a cost accountant by profession, so I'm part of this herd. So I'm not a guy who's a techie here, right? So I love using technology for business functions. That's my view. Okay, quick thing. How many of you heard of this term? Show of hands. And how many of you think what I say is ChatGPT? Or what is GPT for you all? Generative pre-trained transformer models, right? Is that what you all think? Thumbs up? Yes, no? Okay, I'm not talking about that at all. GPT, even before the ChatGPT came in, has a different connotation. It's what we called as general purpose technology. Yeah, we keep forgetting what was earlier the things, right? General purpose technology fundamentally is defined by 2 rules. It's disruptive. It's set for initial failures for a long-term success. And it is cumulative from GDP perspective. It positively influences GDP. That's general purpose technology. Let's rewind a bit. Electricity is a GPT. We are able to do things with electricity which we are not able to do without electricity. Yeah, very simple terms. Railways is a GPT. Yeah, It brings a lot of efficiency in how you do. It reimagines your business processes, how you do, and it adds to the economy. With me? Yes? Computer is a GPT. Yeah? If you really look at it, computer, the way how computers have reimagined business processes, be it from how we do a book closure, period end closure, or for example doing analytics, or getting our statements out, or the way how we manage our stocks, right? Shares and equities, investments, everything, right? So computing has fundamentally redefined how we used to do before versus how we do now. That's a GPT. With me? Yes? Awesome. With that context, I just wanted to give you that sense of how economists define GPT, right? With GPT and without GPT, you will see that you have a huge investment in labor. The efficiency in labor goes down with GPT, but the ability of you to influence the GDP goes higher. Yeah, that's a GPT. You apply any GPTs that we spoke about now to this funda, it will perfectly fit in, right? You perfectly fit in, be it computing what we spoke about, railways, airways, yeah, electricity, or industry 4.0, the real term, or 5.0, whatever you want to call, right? It will influence this. That's a GPT. A GPT is something that comes once in 40 years. It's not something that comes regularly. Now, if I have to really apply something to IoT, is it a GPT? Might not be. Might not be. Is blockchain a GPT? Might not be, right? These are technology enablers that gets you there, but they are not GPTs by the ability for us to apply the principles that exist, right? And these are principles that exist from noted economists from more than 1900 onwards, right? I mean, this is not something new that we are applying here. So traits of GPT. The traits of GPT are fundamentally, these are technologies that are characterized by pervasiveness. It has an applicability across sectors, right? It's not just one sector, right? And it's not just port finance, logistics, yeah? I mean, supply chain, you name it, you should be able to apply it across sectors. And it is one which can also infuse or spin a lot of innovations in the downstream space, right? That's really the trait of GPT. Now, why am I saying all these things? We are in the world of AI. We are in the world of AI. Now, you tell me and reflect, is AI a GPT? Apply the principles that we saw. You will get to know, yes, knowingly or unknowingly, AI is becoming a GPT, right? Whether you hate it, you love it, you ignore it, AI is becoming a GPT. That's the reality, right? There could be a lot of innovations and technologies that comes along with AI, but yes, if you fundamentally apply, if you look at what AI has been in the last 8 years and how it's redefining every spin-off innovations, AI is driving productivity. AI is driving efficiency. AI in the initial days were a failure, right? Of course, we are using AI unknowingly or knowingly by infusing AI into all business processes. All business processes which are infused with AI are being redefined for efficiency and better way of doing it. Yeah? We are in that curve, exactly in that curve. And we need to realize that, yes, it's a reality. With me? Yes? Yeah, that's the fundamental thing that we are getting in. Primarily, if you look at techno-cognitive people, right, neuroscience techno-cognitive people, they fundamentally classify the way how we do tasks as routine, non-routine, manual, and cognitive, right? This is the classic Gartner way of four-square model that we put in. You will see that AI initially started automating things which were manual and routine, right? We used to call it robotic process automations and other things. There are multiple terminologies to it. I'm not getting into the functions of it, but it started making an impact in that space. Routine works, manual work, right? Things that can be automated, right? Purely automation related function. Slow and steadily, it started becoming what I would call as an assistant for non-routine work, but manual, right? What I mean by assistant is it gives you insights. It's able to support you in that role. It's a supportive role it starts playing. AI has started playing that supportive role for people who are in this non-routine world, right? But giving you insights, enabling you to be getting better, right? It's what we call as a co-pilot, right? I mean, we used to call it, let help me figure out. I mean, you will take the decision. They're not going to take the decision for you. AI technologies in this space are not going to take the decisions for you. It's an enabler of decision making there, giving you insights to get better. That's in that space. Cognitive world with GPT, the generative pre-trained transformer model, it's gone into that cognitive world. It's gone into that cognitive world where it can think, it can absorb, it can correlate, right? It can give you perspectives, right? That's the cognitive world that it has gone into, right? I mean, it helps you dish out summarization. It helps you explain, explainability capabilities, right? It is no more a black box model. AI, which was used to be a black box model, is no more a thing, right? You can give insights, and it can also help you figure out how you can get efficient there. So that's the cognitive diversity we are talking about. When we talk about cognitive diversity, we always talk about male, female, non-binary, right? Generational diversity and other thing. But AI is also becoming a function there, right? That is also becoming a part of that cognitive diversity build that's already happening. You get it? And now the only space it has not yet gotten is this management and diagnostic space. Of course, with the advancement that's happening, we believe that's just going to be a matter of time before it gets there. This kind of gives you the sense that you can't ignore AI, be it finance or non-finance roles. With me? Yes? Awesome. So it is a GPT. It is becoming a GPT if you're going to look at it from a characteristic perspective. It is getting into all the spaces where you can find out. I mean, the way you classify tasks and activities, you can easily figure out just a matter of time. And you can apply this in our finance role also, right? Finance function also. Whatever we do, right? I mean, you will see that AI plays a role, either as a supportive role, or is a cognitive role, or in automating the role, right? All three spaces, it's kind of there. Awesome. Yeah, Morgan Stanley puts it as, it's a 4.1 trillion economic impact for AI worldwide. That's the impact Morgan Stanley puts in, right? And it's not new to it. If you really dish into the next aspect of this, we did interview quite a lot of CFOs, 500 plus CFOs worldwide, to understand, hey, how is AI helping you? What is AI doing to you, right? Results were quite kind of everywhere. It was split everywhere. With uncertainty being a big perspective of how to navigate, of course, I keep saying CFOs are the best people to navigate uncertainty because they have the data points, right? The data points are with us more than the CEOs, absolutely, right? We love this role more than what the CEO does because we are the enablers of that. We are able to navigate through things far better. And my only expectation from this group is, let's embrace AI. Let's make it a friend. Let's not doubt it, right? It's only going to make us navigate the challenges that's coming our way far better without it. Let's use it like a tool. Let's use it like a way where we can make it more efficient for us to sustain in this journey. That's been our thought process all through. But if you really look at it from an investment perspective, right, initial days were all sought with AI anxieties, right? What is going to happen? Is it going to take away my role? Is it going to make people redundant, right? It's a classic GPT question, right? Bullock cart drivers were thinking that with railways, they'll be out of role, right? Of course, it is going to take away roles. Let's realize that. It is going to take away roles. That's a classic example of GPT, right? By airways, by air functions, by loco pilots were thinking, hey, you know what, with airways coming in, it's going to take away my role, right? But what you fail to understand, or what we fail to understand is, it's going to create new roles. It's going to create new roles, and it's all a question of how we can invest in ourselves to get to those roles, right? And if you hold on by saying that I'm going to retire in this role, that's not going to happen, right? So that's what AI anxieties is all about. But if you look at the investments that's getting in over there, you'll see that just a year, 1 year, just a 1 year shift, you see that if 15% of the CFOs which we interviewed last year said they're going to invest in it, 53% said in 2024. And we are expecting in 2025, this will become a 75% function, right? And it is not a thought, it is not a boardroom conversation anymore. It's not a boardroom conversation. It's an active investment case so that you can get an ROI soon. And the best part about AI is, it's just like GPT, right? Does anyone need a training to use GPT here? No, right? That's what we call as democratizing AI, right? Citizen-centric AI. AI, you don't need a skill to use it, but can help you get better at it, right? That's the way we are progressing, right? The narrow AI model where you used to train a machine learning, deploy it and do it, is all gone. It's a narrow AI. We are moving towards the world of democratizing AI, citizen-centric AI perspective. We are building the digital public infrastructure, DPI, using AI as a backbone of it. We are already doing that. And we're doing that along with a great guy called Pramod Verma. How many of you here know Pramod Verma here? Chief Architect of Aadhaar, Chief Architect of UPI. You name it, you have it. Ek-Step Foundation, Nandan Nilekani's organization. We are actively infusing this in our digital public infrastructure, DPI, which is the Government of India's initiative to make things better for us, right? So we Concur SAP, we're all working together to figure out how do we do that in Ek-Step Foundation to make this a reality and democratizing things for them, right? We're doing that. Right, so what other perspectives did we get? AI has a perspective, from a CFO perspective, said that majority of it is for me from a forecasting perspective. I'm able to get a perspective of what I could forecast, right? Ability for me to figure out what's coming in the future. Risk management. The reason why these two came in is because of the uncertainties that we are living in, right? The world of uncertainties we are living in. I want to ensure that when there is a crisis, I'm able to have a action that is protective, another action that is opportunistic, right? Every disruption brings you this question. And CFOs are the best people to get both these actions going. One, save my bottom line, and look at it as an opportunity to invest in a new space to grow my top line, right? I mean, these are the two actions that any crisis will give you. And that's why we could also see that risk management and forecasting are two things where people are looking at. Automation, as we said, right? I mean, we are looking at the places of replacing it, right? I mean, we're able to do a period in closure in a matter of 2 days now, 1 day now, right? We are going towards what I called as continuous accounting, right? We don't need to do a closure, account closure at all, right? So earlier days of AP closure, AR closure, and other things, and then finally doing a GL closure is all history nowadays, right? If you're not doing it, then we need to really look at why we are not doing it. That's a different question, right? So continuous accounting is the future, and in fact, we are moving towards green ledger. Forget about even financial ledger, we're going towards green ledger. And most of the cases, this will become a reality where we need to figure out a way how we also disclose our statements of accounts on a quarterly basis. We'll also be expected to disclose our green ledger closure as well, right? It's not just about carbon emission, right? I mean, that's becoming a reality in European world and other world. So we also need to ensure that are we invested in it to get to that state. That's the reality. Having said all these things, investments and other things, right? I mean, the priorities would have changed from 2023 to 24 about all these top 5 areas, be it efficiency, risk management, payout. You will see that forecasting is on high, risk management is higher this year, right? I mean, from a prioritization perspective, but fundamentally, year on year, this has not changed. The buckets have not changed from a CFO perspective, which is great to know because your evolving uncertainties will ensure that you might prioritize one over the other, but that's there. But the startling question that comes to our mind is, when we ask the CFOs, how many of us have a knowledge of AI in finance? The reality is, it's half bottle empty, half full state, right? I can opportunistically say that 50% said, I understand how AI can be employed in my space. The remaining 50% said, I'm not there from a knowledge perspective, individual perspective. And this is a call of action that I want to call for our community to say that, team, let's start actively thinking about it. Let's start upskilling ourselves, right? Let's start investing in ourselves to say that how we could use this technology to get the best out of it, right? Just knowing AI is not good, right? We need to get to understand the nuts and bolts of it to say that how do I leverage this for business success? How do I leverage this for functions which will give me ROI, which is far huge. It's not a short-term thing, it's a long-term thing. So you will see that there will be some missteps. You might have to burn some cash in the initial period, but it's going to give you long-term sustainable success. And it starts with us, individual, right? And that's what I wanted to call for it as AI is evolving. If I have to give you a kaleidoscope of functions where AI is getting involved in our own finance plays, right? It's quite a kaleidoscope view. I mean, it's quite a dispersed kaleidoscope view. Different people apply it in different spaces, starting from accounting, journal management, bookkeeping, to financial planning, to risk management, to ability for me to look at how is fraud detection playing a role, to as diverse as automating office tasks to accounting. And there are at least 20% of companies who are using AI to prepare their investor statements. Right? Nobody's writing it down. Right? You give the data point and the investor statement is generated. Yeah? All your statements can be generated, absolutely. Right? Why should I invest my time in doing that? Right? All forward-looking statements, right? Red herring perspective books that gets published is all AI generated. In fact, our Supreme Courts have started looking at judgments to be AI generated. Right? That's the reality, guys. That's the reality. We shouldn't be left behind. We, community, always have a tag that we are a conservative group. Yeah, we are a conservative group. That's a reality, right? But can we not shut this tag at least for a GPT that's coming our way? Right? That's the food for thought I want you guys to think through, right? As this is a GPT, it is going to be transformative in nature. Or you're going to get another set of new crop of new herd of CFOs who will be AI enabled, who will take away our jobs. Right? You can always say that I had 30 years experience sitting in a CFO role. The new herd of CFOs, finance functions who are coming in, might be more AI enabled to ride this wave far better. Right? And that's a call for action for ourselves to say that can we invest in ourselves to get things better for our organization. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. Gen AI, forget about AI, just calling about Gen AI, generative AI, right? There is a huge amount of applicability of Gen AI in all the spaces, right? Right from decision making to collaboration and other things it can do. The only thing AI cannot do is take decisions. It can enable decision making, but it can't take decisions yet. The day it can take decisions, we need to find out what our roles are there. Fair thoughts? Right. So AI also means that we got to make it relevant, reliable, and responsible because it's the ethics part of it. Right? And SAP has been in this role for quite a long time. I mean, if you really look at how SAP has been doing it in our spend management module, we've always been AI infused for more than 10 years. Right? We believe that it's not about just delivering the continuous accounting practices with S4HANA and other things, continuous accounting and Green Ledger and other things. We also believe of infusing AI. We have 27,000 customers who use AI-infused processes for spend management for ages, right? And that's exactly what we enable to do. I'm not a salesperson here. I'm an engineering function here and also a guy with finance grounding. And that's where I enable my community to get better at it. That's my role over here, right? Yeah, so there is a lot of investment that goes in here. You will see that new age companies have come in who are all born in the AI world, and they are doing businesses far better. The way how we do travel management, how we do expensing. Expensing, nobody writes receipt, right? We capture it. UPI has taken away cash. Receipts will also be history. It's just a matter of time. We are already 100% receipt based, right? I mean, we are already looking at how cost reports can be generated from the receipts that you submit, the actions you perform. We are already there, right? So that's a call for action from my side and perfectly on time. So I do want to give you a quick pause to say that 3 things I wanted to give you as a takeaway. AI is a GPT. Please realize that. See, it has huge applicability in finance world, right? Huge applicability in finance world. Let's look at it, reflect on it. Investment in our individual self as an expert in this role is super important. Please invest in yourself to ensure that we can take the best benefit out of it, right? Let's ride this AI wave, right? And of course, If you look at our portfolio, we do have portfolio, and we are continuously evolving this portfolio, and we are learning with our customers. Very simply put, we are learning. I mean, we are in this journey together. We don't want to pride ourselves saying that we are the legendary people doing it. We learn as the technology evolves, and we want to do it to ensure that together we can succeed in this world of uncertainties. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Srivatsan. I would request you to please stay back on the stage. And to do the honors, I would like to call Ms. Nitya Karambi from Comworld to felicitate Mr. Srivatsan. Can we have a huge round of applause?